Good morning. It's unbelievable. A few videos ago I was talking about I always put my hammer mill away, every night because inevitably it rains, it snows, whatever. So the other day we had over the weekend, we put the hammer mill in the shop and did a bunch of work on it. Yesterday was Monday. I took it out, made all these bags for a guy up the way here. No chance of rain, no chance of snow. It's supposed to be nice and warm. So I was like, well, whatever, I'll leave the bags outside. He's coming on Wednesday, it's Tuesday morning. Never covered up my mill. It is snowing so hard right now. It's probably full, like it probably filled it up, And so, it is my fault. I know this. I know this is basically a certainty. So, there you have everything got snow in it. Now, it's not the end of the world right now, but what happens this time of year up in the Great White North is it's about -3 right now and snowing. Probably by about 2 this afternoon it's going to be +3. All that snow in the mill is going to melt. All that snow in my rollers is going to melt. And because I was a complete dummy, all that snow went down in my hammer mill is going to melt. Then what's going to happen? Oh, man. So then what's going to happen? It's going to freeze tonight. You're going to end up with a big block of ice in there. And then because I'm not smart, tomorrow I'm going to come out here, I'm going to get everything fired up. The guy from up the way is going to come and get his 8 bags of rolled oats. While the tractors are warm, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? It's 8, 9, 10 in the morning. Let's get some bags made. I'm going to hop in the tractor. I'm going to fire it up. The whole thing's going to be a block of ice. I'm going to blow all the shear pins. Freak out completely, overreact about it. Drive it in the shop. Wait a few hours for everything to thaw out. Then I got to come out, make a 1,000-pound bag to run it through everything that I'll take up and feed to my steers. So I can basically predict right now at 8 in the morning, I won't get anything done till about 2 in the afternoon tomorrow. All because I didn't close 3 hatches. So, life. Look at that window. I washed the windows in both the tractors yesterday, put them in the shop. And I actually filmed like before and after of cleaning it. And then I didn't upload the video because it was actually quite boring to watch. But I'll show you, my mom bought this like wash wax stuff for windows and things. That makes the windows unbelievably clean. So I'm sure you can hear the trees rustling behind me. It's actually quite unpleasant. It's blowing quite hard. This morning when I looked out the window, it's because it's so dark. I mean, it's just getting light now, but I couldn't really tell. But as always, down in the yard here, it's nice and sheltered. It won't drift, it won't blow or anything like that. But like just up at the bins, it's quite unpleasant. It's probably like a -20 wind chill, and then snowing in your face, and yeah, it kind of sucks. Okay, so I had a pretty good quiet breakfast all alone. That was kind of neat. Haven't done that in a while. Check the oil in this tractor. I'm gonna just grease the loader quick. Buddy's not here for his 8 bags yet, so I'm gonna set everything back up with the scale and to make more bags. And I'll do that while he's coming. It's still like -18, which is I don't know. Once we get into December, and then late December, January, February, it just becomes part of the day. Like often that's what we have a high of. It'll be like a high of -18. So once you get into that cycle, you've got everything set up. The tractors that need to be inside are inside. The ones that need to be plugged in are plugged in. You got all your winter stuff out, your winter socks, your winter boots. So it just becomes another day. But Seems how we're going from lows of minus 20 at night now, and then by noon it's like minus 12, and then by like 2 o'clock it gets to like 0 degrees for a minute, and then like it's hard to dress for that. So I had a first minor breakdown of the day. Blew a couple shear pins in the hammer mill. I think what happened was there was a chain. The chain's too loose, so it bound up one link as it was going around. It's running good now. I didn't take the time to film that because the bags I'm making now, the guy wants them right away. So by the time I get out and figure out a way to get the phone plugged in because it's cold, so the battery dies instantly, get it set up, and this just wasn't worth it. But once I get his bags made, I'll do a quick tour of what happened. So I got a slacker tractor over there, it doesn't want to start. Usually that tractor starts, and this is my fault. The starter broke, I don't know, a month or two ago. There's a spring in the starter that broke. I ordered a new starter, it's sitting on the shelf, but due to the fact that it still kind of worked, I was just like, well, let's ride it out until it fails completely. But it's taken too many amps to turn it over because it's not, you know, it's broke. So when it's cold like this or whatever, you don't want any restrictions, right? So with the starter being wrecked, if the tractor's not warm or if it's not warm outside or whatever, it almost doesn't start. So I ran the battery down. I'm gonna let it boost. Hopefully I can get it started without changing that starter. It's not hard, but I don't want to do it. It's a better job for when it's warm. It's pretty cold out here. My feet are freezing. I was standing there talking to a few guys that came this morning for their bags, and I don't know why we weren't smart enough to go in the shop. We just stood outside, minus 20, with like leather boots on, freezing our feet and our fingers and our faces. Just standing there like doing the old shuffle. So the damage this morning was down there. Those two bolts, they're shear pins. That's where you store the shear pins. I got another box in the shop. So I think that chain there is a little too loose, and it missed a tooth, and then it bound up for just a second, just enough to break those shear pins. So that drives basically everything, really. It drives the hammers, drives the bale feeder, drives the fan, the augers that take the grain from the hammer and from the feed hopper, and then it would drive this one too when it's engaged. So it's those shear pins, they don't last forever either. Every time you engage it, right, they get a little more fatigued every time. And then there's also a shear pin down in this one too. This one didn't break, but it's also one that can fail. So it's not hard to change. You just gotta get after it. When go get yourself a punch and hammer the busted shear pin bolt part out, stick the new one in, tighten it up. That's all good. I'm gonna walk over here. I made a bunch more bags. That was all ground up stuff, so I'm gonna tie them up, put the tags in them that I need to put in them. Hopefully by then my tractor's charged enough that it'll start. Okay, that's been a day for me. Got all my bags made. That's it for me for the night. I'm going to go fire up my pickup, check the chickens, and run into town, get the kids, come back, put them to bed. Probably grab myself a shower and a little bit of supper, and I'll be going to bed myself. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.